Hey there! Welcome to Life Noggin. Alcohol is a major contributor to traffic accidents involving pedestrians. In the United States, nearly half of the crashes where a pedestrian was killed involved alcohol impairment of either the driver or pedestrian, contributing to the over 270,000 pedestrians around the world that are killed in traffic accidents each year. One way to reduce deaths is by making the streets safer. To do this, city engineers need to know the speed at which an impact from a vehicle could become fatal. Then they can establish safe speed limits. There's clearly a big difference between getting hit by a car rolling forward at 5 miles an hour and getting hit by a bus on the highway. That's because the weight and speed of the vehicle determines how much energy is transferred to the pedestrian. So let's dive into this whole getting hit at different speeds a bit more. And don't forget to wear your seatbelt. Where have I heard that before? Using data from past accidents, researchers have worked to identify safe speeds. In a 2011 report by the American Automobile Association's Foundation for Public Safety, they found that a car only needs to be going 31 miles per hour for a pedestrian to have a 50% chance of sustaining a severe injury, and 46 miles per hour for a 90% chance. For a hit to be fatal, vehicles only need to be traveling slightly faster. At 42 miles per hour, there is a 50% chance of a pedestrian being killed by the impact, and a 90% chance at 58 miles per hour. The pedestrian's age also plays a big factor in the seriousness of their injuries. For example, a 70-year-old hit by a car traveling at 25 miles per hour has a similar chance of injury as a 30-year-old hit at 35 miles per hour. What body parts are struck and injured has to do with the mechanics of the impact. The collision can be broken into 3 phases, all of which are a chance for injury. They are the initial strike of the vehicle, the trajectory off of the vehicle, and landing on the ground. First, the pedestrian's legs are hit by the bumper and rapidly accelerate while their torso remains relatively still. This is why these impacts most often injure the lower extremities, often causing the pelvis, knee, or fibula to break. As the vehicle keeps moving forward, their body wraps around the bumper and hood until their head hits the vehicle, which is where one of the most severe and second most common injuries occur. Finally, depending on what the driver does, the pedestrian could be projected in front of the vehicle if the driver brakes, be vaulted over the roof if they don't, or be vaulted over the side if the driver turns. If the vehicle is tall and the bumper is higher than the pedestrian's center of gravity, they could be knocked down or run over. Over the years, changes in vehicle design made by car manufacturers have led to less injuries to pedestrians. One study performed in France found that cars produced in the 90s caused less lesions and fractures compared to cars made in the 70s. They attributed this to the newer car's profile and windshield design that reduced the severity of the impact. Going forward, as we design cars of the future, we can hope manufacturers continue to keep public safety in mind and help to decrease the number of pedestrian fatalities. So my question to you is, have you ever been in a car accident? If you're comfortable sharing your story, let me know in the comments section below. If you want to know more about what happens to your body inside of a car during a car crash, you should probably check out this video. People often slam into the steering wheel or front panel and experience chest and lower limb injuries like broken ribs or crushed legs. As always, my name is Blocko. This has been Life Noggin. Don't forget to keep on thinking.